How's it going, people? I have just been to see the new Disney film Jungle Cruise. That's right, it's the new film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Emily Blunt, based on the well-known ride from the Disney theme park. And yeah, so kind of a bit of like the Pirates of the Caribbean film, where they took a ride and turned it into a film. So yeah, okay then, let's get into this. Well, for one, I've never been to the Disney park where the ride is. I've never been to a Disney park, in all honesty, in my entire life. I'd like to go though. But yeah, so I have no idea what the story is with the ride, and what the history is with the ride and stuff like that. So I can't comment there. I can just comment on this film and how I took it. So right then, yeah, so Jungle Cruise stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Emily Blunt, also Jack Whitehall, Paul Giamatti, and a few other cast members as well that I don't know the names of, but they're the biggest name stars in it. Yeah, so okay, so this film is set in the Amazon, on the Amazon River. There's this whole historical story about this magical plant that exists in a specific part of the Amazon, and how like Spanish conquistadors tried to find it, and like, you know, the classic tales of, like, you know, curses and things like that, like, and stuff, and these conquistadors end up getting cursed, and yeah, they, like I say, don't get what the prizes they're looking for because they went about it in the wrong way. So yeah, anyway, flash forwards 100 years, a few hundred years, to the 1916 is when this film takes place. So it's set during the First World War, and that's who our bad guys are. It's we've got, well, Nazis as bad guys, basically. So this film kind of like reminded me of Indiana Jones in that respect. It really did have an Indiana Jones sort of feel, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I mean, like, it was way better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was, that's for sure. It has that kind of, I guess, swashbuckling element to it. High adventure, you know, with, like, you know, mystic mysteries and things like that. So it's definitely an Indiana Jones film, but with The Rock, I guess that's the best way to put it. I think, like I say, this film was definitely carried by The Rock. It is one of those films where it's, you know, Dwayne Johnson. If you put Dwayne Johnson in the film, then he's the reason why people go and watch it, really. And he didn't disappoint. Like I say, the trailer didn't get me very excited for this film because there was a couple of janky-looking CGI bits in it, like, and it looked a bit silly, but the silliness plays well into it. The Rock is really, really funny. Like, the guy is just full of charisma, man. You know, he's like, whenever he's on screen, he's always very easy to watch. Like, you know, and the chemistry between him and Emily Blunt was really good as well. That played really, really well. They bounced off each other quite well. We also have the UK British stand-up comedian Jack Whitehall, who is in it, as one of the other lead characters. And I normally find Jack Whitehall to be a little bit annoying, I'll be honest with you. He's just, I don't know, he's very pompous and stuff like that, like, but, you know, that is mainly that's who he is in his stand-up routine and stuff like that, like, and yes, he is a rich kid, you know, sort of thing. But the character they use him to play in this film, they play on those character traits of his, like, he's a pompous British person, like, you know. But like I say, I normally don't really like him, but in this film, again, he came across really well. The character he played was quite fun, sympathetic as well, like, and you have, like, obviously Emily Blunt and The Rock as the the main heroes and protagonists of the film, whereas Jack kind of came across as more the audience in with the film, you know, where it's like, you know, there's always a character that, especially in fantastical films, there's always a character that the audience is supposed to be able to relate with more and be more on a level with. And that was definitely Jack Whitehall's character in this. He was the kind of the character going like, what the fuck is going on all the time? And like I said, there are some really big fantastical elements in this film. I mean, it's high fantasy, like, you know, sort of thing, like. So okay, right. So like, let me go back to the trailer. There was a scene in the trailer. They show like a jaguar, or I think it's a jaguar. Or it might be a jaguar or a leopard. I can't remember. It might be a leopard, like, you know. But yes, anyway. So the trailer, there's they show you one of the scenes with the leopard, and the CGI made me go. The CGI in that trailer made me go, oh god, that doesn't look great, does it? Like, it's blatantly a fake leopard. And yeah, that is in the film. But really, it was only that scene with that leopard, because the leopard is actually a main character in the film as well, it turns out. And yeah, and like, the CGI for that scene didn't really wash very well, but in all the other stuff though, it comes off really, really well. I'd say that that was probably one of my letdowns for this film, was that the effects weren't consistent. There were some bits that looked great, but there was other bits that were just like, oh wow, it's a bit janky in it, you know. The conquistadors, who like the sort of like the bad guys of it, I guess. Well, they're like the dead conquistadors sort of thing. They like the effects for those characters as well, because obviously there was a lot of CGI with them. That kind of took away from those characters, I felt. I think they should have been more human than CGI. They were blatantly CGI characters, and they could have been human characters, really. It was just some enhancements on top. But yeah, those characters kind of brought me out of it a bit. My suspension of disbelief, because the CGI again wasn't consistent, which is a shame, because as far as the story goes, I mean, I got engrossed in it. I got into the story. Like, it's a proper adventure film, and that worked for it really well. Like I say, the Nazi characters, again, they were quite well done as well. You know, obviously Nazis always feel like bad guys, but the actor that played the lead German prince in it, he was very good, very, very good actor, and I know he's an up-and-comer as well. Like, I mean, he was in a really good film that was on Netflix about depression, which I thought was fantastic. But yeah, again, solid performances. There are some very, very solid performances. Paul Giamatti, as much as he's played on in the trailers and stuff like that, he's only like a side character in it, but Paul Giamatti is always excellent whenever he comes on, like, because he's such a good character actor, and again, he's playing a crazy character in this. So yeah, all in all, some janky CGI, but a really enjoyable, good time, basically. I'd say, I don't know if you're a fan of the ride and the Disney park and stuff like that, I don't know if you're going to be disappointed by them doing this, but as somebody who doesn't know the ride or the story behind the ride, I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed this film. Again, it's not the best film in the world, so yeah, it's definitely entertaining, and I really, really had a good time. I had a good time with it, yeah. I'd say if you've got kids, definitely take them to see this. They'll enjoy it, because it's kind of like, like I say, like Pirates of the Caribbean way. It has got some horror-y sort of elements in it, so little kids might be a little bit scared, because it's a 12A. So yeah, be wary of that. There are some horror elements to it, like, and there's some action pieces that might be inappropriate for kids. Right. But yeah, otherwise though, all in all, yeah, good film. Check it out, man. I'd check it out just for a laugh. It's good for good fun. So because of that, my star rating that I'm going to give Jungle Cruise, I'm going to give it 3 stars. Yeah, it's a 3-star film. It's entertaining. It's got good fun, but it's nothing special. You know, it's nothing. It's not going to stay with you, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there we go. That's my review. 3 stars for Jungle Cruise. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning into this review. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please hit that like button and also subscribe. That's something I am really trying to push for at the moment because I really need to build my subscriber base. I've got a lot of watch hours and stuff like that, and I am pushing towards my monetization mark. So please, if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe because there is plenty more good stuff coming. I have got a new schedule lined up. This is my first week of trying to stick to it, so let's see how it works out, shall we? But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you're all feeling fantastic. I hope you're all feeling happy and staying sane in this crazy world. And yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say today. So anyway, take it easy, people. Peace, love, and happiness, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!